The wife was driving the car the other day. And, well, this seemed to be an issue. As you can see, that's the bolt still in the lower control arm. So I didn't remove it. So it was the driver's side lower control arm, and you're probably already figuring out where this went. Oh, by the way, 2012 Kia Rio, and I know it's a Rio because it says Rio, so it must be a Rio. Anyway, she's driving along, and then it kind of felt weird and funny, and then it stopped moving. And let's see if I can get you in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Very crunchy, very yummy. Here, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look, I took the bolt out, but it's supposed to look, you know, something like that. And it does not. So the whole wheel was shoved into the back of the fender. If you can see right here, this wasn't here before, and the tire was jammed up in here and everything wasn't happy. So the the subframe is a little rusty. And I looked over the rest of the car, and the rest of the car, there's some spots of rust, but the rest of the car is good. So we're going to put a subframe in it, and lower arms, and new knuckles, and new axles, because the old axles won't come off the old knuckles. So we're putting in new knuckles, and wheel bearing, and tie rods, and sway bar end links, and struts. Might as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's any videos of this, but like this subframe has like a 10-year lifespan and covers more than just a Rio. It covers other things built on the same platform, include some Hyundai stuff. So figure I'll just record it all. I got a pile of new parts coming, and we got to fix an evap leak. And it's not an evap leak, it's a gas leak. And I now know that it's a gas leak because when I went up on the flatbed to come home, gas was pouring out. So it's leaking somewhere back there. My guess is probably the metal gas tank. So I might be pulling a gas tank too. That's why it's all the way up in the air, and I wish it was higher, but I don't have a lift. And I'm on vacation next week, and a lot of parts won't show up till next week, so looks like I'm wrenching on the old Rio on my week off. Should kind of drive like a new car when I'm all done. I got everything ordered except for the hub and bearing. It's a two-piece design. Didn't know that, so I went to go order it. I got to order them, and then there's this exhaust bit. When the subframe gets out of the way, I'll have room to work on that flexi pipey thing on the exhaust. So the cross member was in the way before, but now it's won't be in the way. So I might as well fix that, and then figure out where the gas is coming from. And hopefully after all of that, I should be able to get a new sticker for 2026. Maybe. We'll see. I'm still waiting on parts, but I have the crossmember, I hope, ready to come out. So, okay, I got everything on the driver's side disconnected. Right, the spindle, the axle. I'm replacing the axles. Tie rods are off. Sway bar end links are off. The same thing on this side, and as you can tell, this side put up a little bit of a fight. I gotta put new A-arms on it, so they cut it. No sense fighting with it. Just cut it. The last thing I had to take out was, I wasn't sure how the steering rack is held on, so I had to look it up. And I don't have my... Oh, you can sort of see it. So, right here in the bottom, that's where it hooks up. This little bolt was in that hole. It's 12 millimeter. So, we'll put that right there. So, it should be good to take it out, off. I want to get this ready when all the new parts start rolling in. FedEx has my crossmember, so hopefully I'll be here soon. Alright, so before I take it out, here it is. There's this little, it's called an engine mount, but it really doesn't hold the motor up. As you can see, it's held up by the other two mounts. This is just stabilizing it to keep it from rocking around. I won't be replacing that because I think it's still good. So right here you can get a better look at how much it's rotted. Like there's, you know, I can put my whole hand through that, and that's not on the other side. So this side is pretty crusty, rusty. It's no good, no bueno. So where's my pointer? So there's only 6 bolts that hold the thing up. So there's a small one back here that I believe was a 13 or a 15 millimeter. It's one on each side. I took that out. Luckily, they all came out. Then there's this big one right here. I think that's, you can see it's kind of loose already. I think that's a 19 or 17, not sure. So there's 2 of them. The other ones are right there. And then there is this nut, that nut. I was a little worried about that, but they broke loose, so I guess, I don't know. So I'm going to put the jack underneath this in the middle. This doesn't have power steering. I think it's just manual. So I don't want any power steering lines, so I'm just going to leave the rack attached, and I'm leaving the sway bar attached. So I will put the jack underneath this, zip out the bolts, and it should come right down. There's nothing else attached to it, or at least that I can see. So alright, bolts came out. They are a 19 and the nut's a 19, in case you're doing this at home like I am, because I'm poor. So this bolt, not so bad. This one, that one's a little rusty, so probably clean that one up. Alright, we'll see what happens after I put the bolts away. That way I don't lose them. We'll put them right there in the middle.
A few moments later.
I had to beat on it with a crowbar because that didn't want to break loose. So there is enough space to come down through the top and rest the edge of your pipe or whatever you're beating on. Mine's a crowbar right there, and I just kept beating on it, and it finally broke loose. And then that hung up just a little bit, but I just had to wiggle it gently, pry it back down through. So she's all out except for that. That's the exhaust hanger, so I just gotta pry that out. I'm sweating pretty good, so I'm gonna wiggle that exhaust hanger off, and then I'll drag this out, and then we'll take a better look at it. And then we'll zip off the power steering and the sway bar. That should be fun. I got it out. That rubber exhaust hanger thing slid right off for once, right? So before we put it up here and take the rack and sway bar off, I just wanted to do a quick little shout out. Obviously with 2 or 3 subscribers that I got, I don't have no sponsors or affiliates or anything, but this blade, this one right here, I saw this on Little Buck Garage. He talked about it, so I bought one. It is the Heart 6-inch carbide blade. It's about 12 bucks. Don't bother looking for it in a Walmart store because it's probably not there. Just order online. This thing is the best metal cutting blade I've ever had. I cut a bunch of stuff with it already, and I cut this today, so that's pretty thick, and it went through it like butter. Like it did not blow up. It just, and I wasn't giving it all the beans either. I only want like quarter throttle on my Milwaukee Sawzall, and it sliced it like it was nothing. I sliced off the sway bar end links. It was like they were already pre-broken. So order you one of these, 2 of these. I'm going to get another one. I got a feeling this one's going to last a long time. I even used it on the porch to, I mean, it just went through nails like it was nobody's business. All right, here it is in its rusted glory. This would be the front of the vehicle. This is the driver's side. And right here it says Kia. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's some wiggle room right here, but the backs are pretty much right there. So see, original part, and I believe, man, I don't know, that might be original part. Well, actually, yeah, it is, because it says Kia right there. It's not power, it's just a manual, not electric. Might have to, I didn't order new mounts for the sway bar. Might have to do that. Look at that. Just gone. Gone. And this side was getting there. I mean, it's one more year that would have been gone. So it's crusty. I didn't realize that was the exhaust hanger. I was kind of wondering what that was in all the photos. I'm like, what hose is that? It's not a hose. So even this is getting a little crusty. So I do have new inner and outer tie rods coming. I got it this far apart. So might as well just put new ones on. And I got new end links for the sway bar. I do gotta get new mounts. Should probably do that. But we'll get the rest of this off. And well, after that we're waiting on parts. Really. I got a exhaust piece that I want to order. And then I got the hubs to order. And I need an ABS line because one broke. And sway bar mounts. And then we wait. So far, this hasn't been a bad job. Just, of course, I'm not trying to save anything. So far, I got around $700 in everything. So everything, I just took everything off. So it's been pretty straightforward. The only thing I had to look up was the rack, or I didn't know how it come off the column, so I had to look that up. But everything else is straightforward. I can't really complain. So all right, let's get the rest of this nonsense off, and then we play the waiting game. Look at this. Yeah. Oh yeah. A little soft up in here. Yeah.
4 to 6 days later.
Incoming. Mail day. Let's see what we got. Yep. Well, Mr. FedEx guy was here not even 5 minutes ago. And I've just been waiting on parts. All the struts are in, axles are in. Struts are actually already on the car. Axles are here. Lower A-arms are here. Tie rods are here, and I got them on the rack. End links are here. Hubs are here. So I'm still waiting on the wheel bearings and the hub. Still waiting on that. And ABS sensor, and that'll be it for the front end. Then I'm waiting on an exhaust piece and gas tank that I haven't taken out yet, but to be like the old piece, I'm going to take an A-arm and make sure it fits. And it fits. Alright. Okay, so got a couple scratches on it. It's the last time I want to do this shop, so there's one thing missing. I don't know why this the mount for the sway bar on this side, I had a little shield over it, And there's a little bracket right here. That's not there, but I'm not worried about that. Alright. Well, I guess we'll put the rack on it. We'll start with that. Well, it's in, but it fought me. These two bolt holes are slightly off, and this one was slightly off. I ended up putting a stud in this one and just cranking it down. I forced these two down, and the sway bar, well, they were off. Of course, maybe if I got a different mount, I'm still running a factory mount, but the rack, you know, if you force it through, it'll go. I don't know, maybe get different mounts if if you gotta go this route for the sway bar, maybe get different mounts. Maybe then it wouldn't be so bad. But I walled them out and I made it go, but God, I hope I never have to take it back off. All right. Well, I'm going to put it in the car. I hope it just goes right up in and it's not an issue. But something tells me I'm going to have to wrestle with it. Oh, not going to lie, that wasn't that bad. It kind of went right in. I mean, I don't have it bolted in. Once you get it started on the pins, it went right in, and both pins went in without binding up. So now I clean my bolts. I'm gonna start one on each side, and then I'll zip them up, and then I gotta torque them. They go down to like 110, I believe. I wrote it down, but well, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. I got everything all torqued up, installed, except, missing piece here. The bearing is supposed to be a press fit in the knuckle, and it's not. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But everything else is in there. It went in pretty smooth. Really, the only thing that gave me a hard time was the sway bar, which required a little bit of modification of the mount, and then the rack a little bit. It was tight, but made it fit. And really, I think if you buy new mounts for the sway bar, it might not be a problem, but I'm gonna leave that one there and call it done. Maybe when I get it all back together, I'll put a little something at the end, but that's it. Now I get to tackle the gas tank, which showed up this morning. Rock Auto really, yeah, I think she ordered that Monday night, I think. Or Tuesday. One of those 2 days. Well, it's here, so I got the other one empty, so I'll get that done, and then that's it. So this is a very time-consuming job. A lot of work. But it's doable. And if I can do this on my back in my driveway, you can do this on your back in the driveway. Alright.
All my friends keep telling me to quit.
2 weeks later.
Do, 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 do. Do, do. Oh. I had to do some exhaust work, which required taking the subframe back out, and that was fun. And the filler neck, the rubber piece on this car, is unattainable. Mine was dry rotted. So I had to make one. And where is it? In the valve, there's this, some sort of little check valve. I didn't know what it was. All I saw was just this. So I pulled it out. And it's some sort of little check valve. And the spring broke. So went to the junkyard. And I found a new one. And I managed to get it out of the tank without breaking it. I don't know what it does. I'm thinking because this check valve closes. That closes off the filler neck during the evap nonsense. And I wasn't going to put it back in there without it. So I went to the junkyard. Got a new one. And I tried to get another filler neck. That I just couldn't get one off in one piece. So I took part of the old one, went to the plumbing section at Ace, and found a reducer to go from 1.5 to 1.25 inches. And then I found a 1.5 piece of hose, but it wasn't flexible enough, so I sacrificed a old shop vac hose because I needed flexibility in there. And 4 hose clamps later, it was good. I put gas into it in leak, but yeah, it's finally done. Drove pretty nice. Drove like a new car because the whole front end's new. So it was quite the journey. I'm done. I hope that I cleared the check engine light. So I'll drive it for a couple days. And it was a small evap leak. So I mean, everything in the back of the car is new. So it can only be like something up front. So well, that was it. That was it's a lot of work. My back hurts. So hopefully you find it helpful. It is quite a job, but it's nothing too complicated. The only thing that I really had to outsource was getting the wheel bearings pressed in. I don't have a press, so I just went and had the shop down the street do them. And you know, give me a like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I don't know.
All my friends keep telling me to quit cursing on my tracks, but I want to, so fuck you. This is my shit and that's that. Anyway, what's the point in any of this if it isn't fun?